This is a Sprite Alpine 2, just going to take you around the van and show you how it operates. Front of the van you've got the jockey wheel, hitch and handbrake. We'll demonstrate these to you in person here on site. Front locker, you've got your gas bottle with the gas pipe work going up to the regulator. The yellow valve that you see on the regulator is a gas shutoff valve, and you've also got a gas shutoff valve on top of the bottle itself. Coming down the side of the van, you've got your water pump connection that goes straight into the side of the van, and you've also got your wind down legs on either side at the front. So the water pump connection, as I said, pushes into the side of the van and locks in with the cap on top here. The pickup pipe drops down inside the aqua roll. The wind down legs are just there for stabilising the caravan, they are not there for lifting the van. You've got your mains lead coming into the side of the caravan, connected to the power on site, and you've got your battery box with your leisure battery in it. On the side of the van on either side, you've got your fridge vents. On this side of the van, sorry, you've got your fridge vents, and they are there to allow the hot air at the back of the fridge unit itself. And there's also behind one of these a gas flue for the gas system for the fridge. You then got your motor mover, and that's something we'll demonstrate here on site, and we'll explain to you how that works completely. And then we'll also torque the wheel nuts while you're here so you can see they've been tightened correctly. Grey waste pipes coming out the side of the van are there to allow the fresh water that goes in the front, once it's been through the sink in the shower, to come back out of the side of the van. Toilet flush tank takes 3.5 litres of water and a cap full of the pink fluid prior to use. Below that you've got the toilet locker itself, which you open up, and the toilet cassette will have a yellow handle at the bottom that you'll pull up and pull the cassette towards you. There's a turnout neck on top so you can tip the waste away. There's a pressure relief button on the back of that cassette so that when you're tipping the waste away it won't spit and sputter back at you. It takes 1 litre of water and a cap full of the blue fluid prior to use. At the rear of the van on either side, again, you have your wind down legs to stabilise the caravan while it's on site. And like I said, you never lift the van because it could damage the floor of the caravan. Coming down the door side, you've then got your wind down leg at the front and obviously the access door to the caravan. Coming inside the van, we're just going to show you how everything operates on the inside. So on the inside, you're going to first turn the power on if you're connected to mains power with the button here in the centre. You're going to turn that on, and then if you're connected to the car, you'll press the car button instead, so you can use the fridge as a cool box or charge the onboard battery system. What we're going to first do is fill the water system up. So to fill the water system up, you're going to come underneath the seat on the far side of the caravan. And underneath this seat, right down in the corner, just down there on the floor, you'll see a yellow drain down valve. Now that drain down valve to fill the water system needs to be parallel with the floor, and if you were to drain the water system down, that valve would need to be upright so all of the water could be drained off the system on board the van. So like I said, the yellow valve parallel with the floor prior to turning on the water pump. At that point you can come over to every tap on board the caravan, open all the taps up on the hot side of the water system as we've done now, and once you've opened all the taps up on the hot side, you can come to the control panel just up by the door. Press the water pump and you'll notice the water system starts filling up. Now when the water is running continuously out of every tap, as it is now, you can shut all of the taps off. As you can see, it will turn all the taps off. So basically you'd allow them taps to stay open and let the water system bleed until that system is completely full. The reason for doing that is you don't want any air in the tank, in the hot water tank, which is just up underneath that front seat in the corner, due to the fact if that was left that way, if it did have air in the system and you tried warming up the water on board the tank, it could actually damage the water tank on board the van. So like I said, all the taps open, turn the water pump on, wait until you've got water running continuously out of every tap, then shut every tap off on board the caravan. So that's the kitchen sink, the sink in the bathroom and the shower as well. Once you're at that point, you can actually start warming the water on board the van. So just down below, so just in this little cupboard here next to the heater itself, sorry about my knee getting in the way there, we've got the control panel for the van. So in here, you'll see your 240 style trip switches. You've got your space heater switch, which is the heating system on board the van. And to warm the water on electric, you'll need to make sure this switch is turned on here in the centre, and that will be your electric water heating. That will start warming up the system. And after about half an hour, 40 minutes, you should have warm water coming out of the tap. However, you can also warm the water system on gas. So up on the control panel, just as you come in the door, just on the right hand side here, of the two, you'll see it says Ultra Store. You've got a gas symbol just here. To ignite the system on gas, you'll spin the dial round to the gas symbol. When that ignites, or when the system comes live, you'll have a green light behind here. And essentially, if it ever fails to ignite, you'll have a red light appear just next to it. If it has ignited and the green light is on, you can control the water temperature on this dial just here between 30 and 70 degrees. You'd also use the gas system if you're showering on board the van to boost the water system. To turn the gas supply back off, you'll spin the dial round to the off position. But like I said, green light is your pilot light to let you know it's ignited. Red light is a fail light to let you know it has failed to ignite. If it did fail to ignite, what I'd recommend is that you make sure the gas bottle is turned on. Go over to the hob, bleed the gas system on the hob, so you know the gas is completely through the system, then try to reignite. If you want to use 240 as a power source for the electric heating on board the caravan, so it's actually the heating, you'll spin this dial round to one of the symbols down the side here. It says 500, 1000 or 2000. And once you've selected one of those, you could use the dial in the centre here to control the temperature of the heater. Now going back to the 500, 1000 and 2000, essentially this is the amount of power you have coming into the caravan from the caravan site you're on. So like I said, if you're on a site with 500 watts, you can set it to 500 watts, then control the temperature on the dial. You can also warm up the heating system on board the van via gas. So on top of the heater just here, you'll notice there's a dial, a bit like you have on a barbecue. You'll spin this dial round to between 10 and 9. So you've got the off position. Let me just wait for this to clear up a little bit. I do apologise, it hasn't cleared up yet. There we go. So if you want to warm it up on gas, you can spin the dial round between 10 and 9. Hold down the gas valve and hit the igniter. Once it's ignited, you'll have a pilot light in the window just down the front here. And that pilot light that pilot light will come on. And then once it has come on, you'd continue to hold down the gas valve for a further 5 to 10 seconds. This will allow the thermocouple inside the heating unit to warm up. And then when it has been held down for 5 to 10 seconds, you can slowly release the valve and control the temperature of the heater on the dial on top. You can then turn it to the off position to turn off the gas supply if you ever want to. On the right hand side, you have a dial here for the fan speed. The dot in the centre allows the heat to come out the front of the heater. The wave symbol here is continuous blown air, and essentially when that fan system kicks in, the heat will come out the vents around the caravan. But that'll be continuous blown air. If you want to use the automatic blown air, so essentially it cuts in and out on a thermostat, you can put it onto the A on the right hand side, and depending on what you've got the dial set up on there, for instance, or the gas dial just here, it'll cut in and out with that thermostat when the van is warm and cool enough, for instance. So essentially it's a bit like you're heating at home. It'll cut in and out with the thermostat, but it'll just be the blown air version that does that. I'm going to go to the fridge next. The fridge, very simple to use. You've got a power button on the front here. So we're going to turn the fridge on. So we turn the fridge on with the power button. You've got 3 different ways you can run the fridge. You can run it on 12 volt from the car you're towing with. So essentially there'll be a battery symbol on the left hand side here. That will only work if you're connected to the car. Gas, again, it will self-ignite on gas as long as you've got gas through to every part of the caravan. And like I said, I'd advise you ignite the hob if you haven't got gas through to everywhere. The blue light here will essentially go solid blue when it is ignited, and the flashing means it's ignited or has failed to ignite. 240 mains, you can also do that by going onto the plug symbol here, and again when there's 240 mains on continuously, the blue light will be a solid blue light. On gas gas or electric, you can control the temperature of the fridge on the button on the right hand side, and if you want to turn the fridge off, you can press and hold the power button and the fridge will turn back off. Gas hob, cooker and grill works very much like your household. You've got your controls across the front with your igniter, as you'd expect to see. Coming to the bathroom, and the last part of the caravan we go through is the toilet system. You've got a pump flush on top, so you pull the handle up and down to flush the toilet system. You've got a toilet full indicator light. Essentially when that light goes red, it will let you know that the toilet waste cassette is completely full on board the caravan. The toilet seat does turn for your convenience, as you can see. However, when you are trying to remove the toilet cassette from underneath the van, you need to make sure that toilet seat is pointing straight across the van towards the sink and shower unit. At the bottom here you have a toilet waste handle to allow the toilet waste in the cassette underneath the van. And when you're not using the loo, I would advise you shut it back to the closed position so no smells come up inside the van. If you have any further questions on the Sprite Alpine 2, please don't hesitate to give us a call here at the Caravan Company and we'll be more than happy to help. We thank you for your business and we look forward to seeing you here on site soon when you collect your caravan. Thank you for now. Bye bye.